April 1st, lots of rain. I'm going to spend some time in the greenhouse and go through my seeds and see what I need to plant. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. We're going to talk about gardening. Yeah, it's spring. Why not? We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. I wanted to share with you guys in the greenhouse, mainly because it is raining outside. I do not want to get soggy today. I just don't care for it. Anyway, I brought you into the greenhouse because I'm getting everything ready to plant. I had a previous video I shared with you guys on starting seed. And these are the seeds that I started from. I got quite the selection. They actually came out of this Survival Garden Farmer's Seed Vault right here. I'm going to leave a link. There's a couple of selections you guys can choose for different sizes that meet your specific needs. And so far, this is the third year I've used them. They're still growing like crazy. I mean, look what I've got growing over here. Yeah, this is from this seed. Also, I got some old seed I've been trying out. We bought these several years ago. It's a buryable seed bank that you can bury in the time of shortage. I think we purchased this back in I don't know, it wasn't Y2K. It was after that, way after that. Anyway, they come in Ziploc, cellophane sealed bags, and they're just stuffed in here. They got everything you need in here to start a full acre crisis garden, but I don't know that they're available anymore. I just thought I'd share that with you guys, to share with you guys the seeds I do have. Now, like I said, some of them just may not germinate. Besides growing seed here in the greenhouse and getting them started for the spring, I've got a couple of incubators set up in here. One of them is my Chicozy incubator. I've been incubating the eggs, but I've been actually hatching them out over here in my little giant incubator. I've got eggs setting. They finished incubating and turning, so the last couple of days of their incubation period, you set them without turning, and so the chick can get inside the egg and rotate in position to start pipping, zipping, and hatching like this little fellow's done. Now, I did hatch some other chicks prior, and they're feathered out now. I gave them run of the greenhouse on the floor. I can vacuum it up because their little turds dry out. But they're going to eat the bugs. I feed them their little special diets. And they really have gotten used to me because I come out and spend a lot of time out here in the greenhouse. And these three, I don't know what they are yet. Hens, pullets, cockerels. I'm not sure what they are yet. We'll see. But I have a heat lamp out here to keep them warm at night if I need it. I didn't need it last night, but I did have the heater on last night, and then I turned it off because right now it's 72 degrees in the greenhouse in spite of the rain, and no heater on in here right now. So that's great. That's a good thing. What's also nice about this heater is it creates CO2 gases, which the plants use to convert to, they use it as food. That's what they scrub the air, the CO2 gases out of the air, and they make food. They make water. They change it into, what they do is they coordinate the molecules from the gases, and they make sugars, they make other products, they make water, and they make oxygen. Yeah, from CO2 gases. The Earth produces it naturally anyway, as Mother Earth, or this planet, burps, belches, and farts through volcanoes and what have you. So she's got a lot of gas. A lot of gas. Anyway, going back to the seeds, I got my garden all prepped and ready to go. I spent a lot of time out in the garden when we had a sunny day. One sunny day I took advantage of. I went out and got some exercise, and I did some weeding and raking, and I've got my garden down to where there's not a whole lot of weeds, both in the walkway, my pathways, and the garden beds. So it was relatively easy to do, and I just fed the weeds to the ducks and the geese, so it was a nice treat for them to have. So one of the seeds I do want to plant is, I got a gift from a viewer in Port Orford, Oregon. Reverend Christine is her name. And she gave me some foxglove seeds from Port Orford. So I'm going to plant those. Thank you, Reverend Christine, for sharing these seeds with me, because I had plans of buying foxglove for the shady parts of my yard, because I want to get a lot of flora and fauna grown and started around. Now I saved some seeds back from daisies I have, so we're going to start those. I have seeds started over here already from mums, chrysanthemums and stuff, and then I'm gonna I just recently purchased, because I didn't have any in my inventory, is marigold seeds, so I'm gonna be growing some marigolds in here as well. I've got some wildflowers I'm gonna be growing. I'm mainly focusing on flowers right now. I'm getting them started. I've got crimson clover I want to start. I got the pollinator mix to bring the butterflies back. We've got milkweed growing wild around here, so I've been really on the lookout for the monarch butterfly once it comes back. Bergamot, I've got some of that I'm going to be planting. Forget-me-nots, yeah, and especially these sun gold sunflowers, I'm going to be planting those. And these mammoth sunflowers, because I like to preserve the sunflowers and feed them to my chickens throughout the winter months to give them some extra stuff to, well, I put the whole flower in their chicken coop, and it just keeps them entertained. So all these I'm going to be starting. I also have some spices I want to start. We've got, I don't need to plant chamomile. We got chamomile that grows wild around here. Yeah, it is so prolific. I just don't need to plant any more chamomile. We got plenty. So, some other herbs. I have herbs growing in the garden already. I've got thyme. I had some basil because it died back. I did plant some more basil and waiting for that to come up. Actually, it is coming up. I can see it from here. Nice. It's right next to the dill. And I think a loofah finally sprouted. But anyway, I got spearmint and peppermint I'll be planting. Plant these in pots, please. You'll thank me later when I tell you plant these in pots. You're welcome. Because these things, they have little roots that spread out, and they will take over everything. I have lemon balm that is out there, and it grows prolific, and it's native, it's wild around this area. So that's what I've got around here. See, here's that loofah I was talking about. I just found some more loofah seed. I've got loofah seed. Yeah, I've never grown loofah. I want to. It's heirloom. I want to grow loofah because I think it's cool. It's one of those plants that is just cool. And then I got dill. So I'm going to be starting my herbs and my flowers. I got basil. Yeah. And then I got cilantro. I have, well, that was parsley. I can't read. That's parsley. That's cilantro. Told you I had cilantro. And I have amaranth, which is a superfood. I'm going to be planting that. And that makes a really pretty plant too. Lovage. You guys figure that one out. I don't know what it is. And then I'm going to try to start some fenugreek. Yeah, I'm going to try to start some of those too. So I've got quite the collection of seed that'll keep me busy growing in the greenhouse probably for the rest of the day. Yay. Yeah. And that's all I'm going to plant right now. All the rest of these vegetables that I'm going to put away until it's time to start those later. Because some of them are just direct sow right into the ground. I'm not going to bother planting them in here, except for my jalapeno peppers. I should start those in here. In fact, I should start those now. Yeah, I should start those now. But the rest of them are basically direct sow into the garden. And like I said, my garden's ready. My pows are weeded. I've got plans of laying regular plastic. Hey, I wanted to point out this weed barrier I got to lay the gravel over. This is pea gravel. I got the weed barrier for free. I got rolls and rolls of it for free. And I thought, yeah, it's the coolest thing because it was free and it's going to hold back the weeds. Folks, it doesn't hold back the weeds. It doesn't work. So I'm just going to use the regular, solid, black visqueen plastic that's impermeable. So what if the water just runs off of it? At least it collects, or it contains the weeds, keeps the weeds back. And I just don't like to have to spend my time weeding areas, especially walkways, and I don't want to use harmful chemicals on my farm. That's just not going to happen here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. So I do have plenty of pots. I stockpiled a boatload of pots when I was back in the day, when I was shopping at Dollar Tree. I really don't shop there anymore because I can get stuff cheaper elsewhere. Yeah, they're just not that kind of store for me anyway. And they just have stuff I just don't want or don't use, don't need. Anyway, I stocked up on a bunch of pots about 3 years ago. And then also I have a few seeds left. Yeah, one of these. You could have bought these at Dollar Tree for $1. I got one package left. I'll go ahead and grow those later. These are Waltham butternut squash. When do you plant these? In my area, it says wait until May. I gotta wait a couple of months. Oh, this is April 1st. So I'll just wait a month and then I'll start planting the rest of this stuff. Because, mind you, we live up in the Cascade Ranges. Now, to start the seeds, I got some epic soil for these pots. These pots will go in these tubs. I got plenty of empty tubs. I got plenty of empty spaces, both of them on the rack here and then also along the floor. And then each tub will contain a variety or a couple of varieties of flowers and peppers, whatever I'm going to be growing. So I got still plenty of room in the greenhouse to plant. Plus I got all these shelves up and around to be able to plant other stuff as well. So it helps that I have vermiculture in here. Vermiculture is earthworms. This is an old recycled bathtub. I built a stand for it. I have another episode that I share with you guys on just resourcing used free material. So I built this whole worm bin for free. We resourced everything for free. Even the soil, I resourced it for free. And then I just put other debris in there and then let the worms have at it. So I harvested, I cleaned out one side already, and I put it in this can next to it. And all that is worm castings and soil. And it's ready to go into these pots and start these seeds. So all my seeds should have a really good chance at just exploding with life. Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch them grow. And I'll do that later. Also, my apple tree I pruned back last year and stuff. This apple tree, this is the 9th year, and that apple tree has yet to produce fruit for me. Now you can see it right out the window here. It produces, I forgot the 5 variety of apples, but as you look at the tree, you can see part of it's bloomed and part of it has not bloomed. Well, those are the varieties of apples that each branch is producing. So now I can tell which branch is which to produce early apples and later apples. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping one of the varieties is a Honeycrisp apple because I really enjoy the Honeycrisp. And then I've got 2 fruit trees I started. I purchased those from plants. I've got a, what's it called? An Alberta peach tree. And then I have a Santa Rosa plum tree out here, and they're just now starting to blossom. The trees are all bloomed down in the valley already. We're a month behind all the agriculture down in the valley because we're high up and we're tucked in this little valley where we just have a different climate up here. And that's what I meant when I said in a previous video on gardening is when you guys buy a place, pay attention to it for a couple of years before you waste time and energy and resources on putting something together as far as gardening goes, because you don't know which way the wind's gonna go, where the water's gonna flow. You know, pay attention to those things because we here in the mountainous regions of the West have microclimates. Within a couple miles radius, we have a desert. We have actually the smallest desert in the world according to the Guinness Book of World Records, and it's the Agate Desert down in White City, Oregon. Yes, it is a desert. And then we've got about 60 miles as the crow flies. We got the beach. We've got the high desert about 60 miles to the east of us. We've got mountaintops. We've got Crater Lake National Park. I think it's 60 miles driving distance. They've got the most snow. I just saw the report. They have the most snow that they've had reported since the 60s. And snow people will bury a 4-story building. No kidding. No kidding. It'll bury a 4-story building. But Crater Lake is beautiful, especially in the winter months. If you guys ever get a chance to get to the Pacific Northwest, you can see Crater Lake in the afternoon, and then in the evening just drive a couple of miles or several miles, about 60 miles southwest, and you can see the redwoods. Yeah, I live among the redwoods and Crater Lake, and it's an interesting environment I live in. So pay attention if you guys live in a microclimate. Well, that's my presentation for the day, is just going over my seeds, what I want to plant today. I won't bore you guys with just sitting here potting seeds. I'll just do it off camera. Turn on my music that I like. My music I prefer to relax by and just unwind by is classic music. Yeah, I love the classics. Bach, Beethoven, Chopin. Yeah, those guys. Yeah, Rachmaninoff. I love the classics, and it just relaxes me, and it also feeds the plants. I do have music in here that music feeds the plants. The gas stove feeds the plants. Sometimes I feed the plants when I backfire because I am getting old. Yeah, and I'm backfiring more frequently now. Anyway. Stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon. That'll alert you to new videos as I upload them. Stay tuned for new videos because I've got a huge mega announcement coming up. So I got an award, and this was totally unexpected. That's all I can say about it. Totally, you're gonna have to tune in for that because I want to share that award with you guys because I am just absolutely humbled by this. There was a lot of people that participated in helping get in this ward, but yeah. Well, I'll give you guys more details when in the new production of that show. So you guys got to stay tuned. So be sure to subscribe and then click that bell notification button. Stay tuned. Share the videos. Be safe. Always be kind. I'm a happy camper because I live my life sharing kindness. That's how I live and that's how I love. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.